school, we decided we've seen enough SEMA for the week. Friday, everything's gonna be packed down there. So found a lead a customer by the name of Eli, who lived only a couple hours away up in Utah. And Eli's a huge fan of the channel. Him and his dad are huge fans of CJ's, and he even started his own installation channel. We'll get some information on it a little bit later. We decided, you know what? Reached out to his parents. We decided we're gonna head out to his house and surprise him. What's going on, dude?
Dude.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Dad said he might need some help with the car, so we figured we'd swing by and check it out.
But are you supposed to be in Las Vegas?
We were. It wasn't that far away. We had a fast car. It took us 2 hours. So our last day of SEMA 2021, we decided to take a little bit of road trip down to Cedar City, Utah. We wanted to visit Eli. Eli is a customer CJ's, has his own video channel, loves what we do. We love what he's doing here. He's rebuilding his own 67 Mustang. And Eli, tell us about this car. I mean, how old are you, obviously? Can you even drive yet?
So I just turned 16. I have not gotten my license yet. I've passed the test, but soon.
And how long have you had the car?
Since January, so 10 months.
And then tell us about what you're doing here, because obviously it's not a running, driving car. So what was the plan with this?
I was looking for a newer Mustang because they were a little cheaper than the old ones, but I always kept an eye out for an older one in case it popped up. And this one popped up for around $4,000.
Now, was it a local car or was it an aero?
Northern Utah, so a couple hour drive. But then it dropped down to $2,000.
Oh.
How
quickly did you call him?
2 hours.
Okay.
We drove up that weekend, brought the car down, came with 2 engines, neither of which were in the car.
Okay.
And the goal was to get at least 1 engine running in the car, get the car running, repainted, look nice for dates.
There you go. So with the car, you said you got it, you had 2 engines, nothing ran on it. So, I mean, have you been working on cars for a while? Does your father work on cars? Where did you learn to do this kind of stuff? Because we got here and you were breaking out the welder. So tell me about it, your experience with this.
90% of what I have learned to do on cars was from YouTube.
Okay.
From CJ.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
The other 10% came from a friend of mine that works on cars. I did an internship with him working on Mustangs.
Okay, nice. So you're 2 years from your 16th birthday, can't drive, and took on a project car, having never worked on a project car before. That is pretty impressive. And obviously you've got a ways to go, but what was the biggest, what's your biggest triumph so far with this car? What install did you do that you're most proud of that you've done yourself?
The floor.
You did the whole floor pan?
Yep, all 4 of them.
Wow. So front, back, and again, you didn't know how to weld before you did this either?
I had never welded before.
Okay. If you live in Pennsylvania, we may have to hire him as my assistant, or my replacement probably soon, but you got the floor done, a new carpet, doing the interior, and they said this engine came from a friend's car?
It did, yeah. It was being converted to a electric Mustang.
So this engine is a good solid engine? And
it is a good solid engine.
And you have a stick shift behind this too?
Yeah.
Can you drive stick shift?
Have
you tried yet?
Once or twice.
Okay.
Not much success.
Well, considering you were able to put a floor pan in and teach yourself to weld, I think driving a stick will probably come pretty easy to you. So are you gonna stick with, is it springtime yellow, I think? Is that the original color on the car?
Sunshine yellow.
Sunshine yellow, okay. Are you gonna stick with yellow? You do something a little bit different?
No. Dark blue.
Dark blue, okay. But black interior, you're gonna stick with that?
Oh yeah.
Now V8 down the road maybe, or kinda? So, what's the long-term goal, obviously, besides cool car to drive to high school?
Long-term goal, get this car running, learn how to do project restorations. I want to eventually do another project Mustang before I graduate.
Okay.
Maybe 65 or 72.
Okay, 2 very different builds there.
Yeah.
71 to 3, they're cool cars. They don't get a lot of love like the early ones do, but they're definitely still cool cars.
That's one of the main reasons I liked it.
Be a lot bigger in the driveway than this one is for sure.
Yeah.
So obviously you're a car guy, but what drew you to Mustang? I mean, obviously there's tons of different cars you could have bought out and built, and especially considering you were starting with, you wanted a project of some sort. Why a Mustang? And also, why this big of a project?
So when I was in elementary school, every day on the bus ride to school, I would sit by this kid who was obsessed with Mustangs. He'd point them out to me, tell him each year, and he told me that was a really cool car. And I joined in with his passion with him.
Nice, nice. And again, why such a project? I mean, obviously, for what you spent on this, you probably could have bought, I mean, maybe a Fox body or something that was a running, driving car. Was it just the desire to own a classic?
The classics, I believe, are the coolest cars ever made.
Okay.
60s, that was just the time.
So it's cool to have a car that's just way older than you are.
Yeah.
So Eli, thanks again for sharing this. I mean, dude, it's awesome what you're doing. That's so cool that you bought this car at that age and doing it yourself. You're not buying a car that's done, you're learning, and like I said, the first time you drive this thing, trust me, it's gonna be an amazing experience. And if people wanna follow this build, which I suggest doing, what is your YouTube channel?
Crazy Fast Car.
There you go, man, check it out.